Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Spectrum Talk. Keep putting my arm up here. As you can see, I'm not dead yet. My heart has not decided to kill me just yet. Though it seems like it's trying. It's trying to cost me a job, but that's always fun. Shit that you can't control, trying to cost you a job, especially in the middle of a global pandemic where not a lot of people are hiring, and the people who are hiring for jobs that you can't do because you have a heart condition. Yay! This is fucking stupid. I haven't lost it yet. They're trying to transition me to inside sales, but it's just scary that that's a possibility. Though, granted, it's not their fault because if I can't run a forklift or drive, and I was hired on as a driver, um, I can't really do a whole lot. And they can't put me in a truck and load it down with thousands of pounds of material if there's a possibility I could get weird or pass out or whatever and wreck, kill a bunch of people. That'd be bad. Be real bad. So, ain't like I'm mad at that. It just scary because it took forever to find this job. And I was hoping I'd keep it for a while. Hoping my heart heals up within a few months or so and I can get cleared, but who knows? And slightly less depressing news, though. Well, not less depressing, and awesome news, though, despite me probably going to need the money. I got myself a Christmas gift. Just give me a second. Oh, it's heavy. Look at this. Look at this heavy son of a bitch. Oh, it's heavy, and it shows fingerprints quite bad on the camera. It's not glossy. It's all matte finish. But if you got oily ass hands like me, it'll show up. Look at this. Look at it. Look at this beautiful thing. Remember how we all thought, oh, it just looks like a fridge, and then we saw the PS5 and we were like, man, give me the fridge, because that thing is ugly as shit. This thing looks surprisingly good in real life. Like, the pictures don't do it justice. It looks really good in real life. It's got a great finish on it. It just looks good. The weird thing about it is when it stands up, it's just this pillar, so it kind of looks like it's staring at you. The 360 doesn't do that because I have a 360 right over there looking at it. And, by the way, a 360 with a hard drive is taller than this. So it's also not that tall. It is wide. It's wide. But it's only about as wide as a GameCube. And tall-wise, it's about two GameCubes stacked on top of each other. I have a GameCube, so I know that. But you can lay it down like this. I don't. But you could. I just have it standing up. Weighs about 13 pounds. It's heavy. I guess about 10. 13 pounds was the package weight with everything in it. But I love this. I wonder if that'll pop up on camera. Oh, yeah, it does. You see it? It's painted on the inside with this neon. Well, I guess it's not neon. It's almost there. This bright green paint, and it makes it look like there's a light. So when you look at it in the right angles, it looks like it's glowing. I love that. I really love that. Fuck if you want to look at the back of it. Why not? So you got USB ports here, Ethernet, power, HDMI, and your storage. I'll probably never get one of those storage cards. I have an external drive, just regular hard drive where I can keep other stuff and move it around if I need to, because that's a hell of a lot better than paying $130 or whatever it costs to get another one of these. I just don't need it. I'll delete shit if I have to. Not really a whole lot to it. It's very plain. Another USB port here. Sorry for all the fingerprints. It feels really good. Really tactile. But god damn is it heavy. I'm going to put it back down. Oh. So I've been testing that out for a good while. Got it on Saturday. It came in the day after Christmas. And hopefully everything's okay so I don't have to sell it. But if I do have to sell it, I'll probably, knowing my luck, I'll lose my job and everything after all the stock will be up and no one will have any problems getting one. That'll be how it goes. But if I do have to sell it, I can probably flip it. I hate to do that, but if it's like flip it and be a scumbag and pay my bills, or don't pay my bills and lose everything, I think I'm going to be the scumbag for a little while, because I'm not being a scalper. I bought that for me and for the channel, but I got it for me. And I love it. Not a lot to play on it right now other than old games, but that's the same thing with the PS5. People act like it's not because, oh, there are games. Not really. There's Demon's Souls, which is a remake of an old game. All the other games are available on other platforms. So you can play Bugsnax and Miles Morales wherever. You can play it on the PS4, and with Bugsnax you play it on the PC. Well, I guess Astro's Playroom is exclusive, but that comes with the damn thing. But still, both consoles don't have a lot. But the power boost, like the performance-wise that you get from this thing, that's what I was playing on the Xbox One S, playing on like Call of Duty, and I was like, I could feel it. It's like, I know this is 60 frames a second. I know it's 60 frames a second, but man, it's something don't feel right. I feel like I'm downgraded. And sure enough, playing Call of Duty on that thing, holy shit, is it an improvement. What does that mean, Malcolm's World? Want to start a new life in your hat. I don't know what that means. I don't have the chat up on the screen because this is a podcast. So I'm not really doing that. But I'll read the chat from time to time. Speaking of Call of Duty, I was on a Call of Duty kick. So I gameflied Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare. One thing I noticed is despite Modern Warfare being a year older and not optimized for the new consoles, it looks so much better than Cold War. Cold War doesn't look bad, but it has some weird issues, like Adler's hair looking like it has its own light, so it glows. It's weird, but it doesn't look like Modern Warfare goes for photorealism, and god damn does it nail it. But I won't know how it looks on the Series X, even though I was excited to see, because it was going to get a performance boost and all that good stuff, because for whatever reason, and I went through this on the Xbox One S, but was able to circumvent it. As we all know, Warzone and all that has an incredibly high download. It's like 150 gigs altogether. Well, I downloaded Warzone first because I was like, I just got internet, now I have 700 gig data cap. I was like, I'll download this, but I won't download like anything else for the rest of the month. Just to try it out, and I was having some fun with it. Then when I got Modern Warfare through Gamefly, I was like, I'll put the disc in, download what I need to, and then play it. Would not let me. In fact, it wanted me to buy the game, despite me having the disc. I spent hours trying to figure shit out. It wanted me to the fix that I found was uninstall everything, and then uninstall Modern Warfare first, and then reinstall Warzone. I was not installing 150 gigs again when I didn't have the gigs to spend. So what I did is I moved it all to an external hard drive, except for Modern Warfare. Took the hard drive out, did all the Modern Warfare stuff first, and then put the drive in, acted like I hadn't installed Warzone, and it worked fine. That's how I was able to make the videos in Modern Warfare up on the channel. Well, despite moving everything to the external drive and everything working fine, because it was working fine on the other Xbox, when I moved to the Series X, it wanted me to buy the game. Couldn't figure out what was wrong. I did the exact same shit that I did last time. I spent about 5.5 hours figuring this out. Almost broke down and bought the game, but then didn't do that. Put it back in the Gamefly envelope, sent it back, and then uninstalled Warzone. I was having fun with Warzone, uninstalled it because I said, fuck it, I'm never playing this again. I almost sent Black Ops back, but I'm a little bit hooked on the multiplayer. But I might still send it back, and I mean, I can make more videos in the campaign, but how is that a problem? All of the data is there. It's not like it was missing data. All of the data was there. In fact, more of the data was there. How is this a problem? Well, we don't know if you have the game. Really? Because the disc is inside the fucking box, and the Xbox is telling me that the disc is there, but for whatever reason, this game doesn't. And this only happens with Modern Warfare. It does not happen with Black Ops, because of course people would have Warzone before they would have Black Ops, because Black Ops came out after. But what does it matter if I download one before the other? You could have the ability to purchase Modern Warfare through Warzone, but if I have the disc and put it in, you should be like, oh, okay, just download the necessary shit that you need and do it. Like every other fucking game. But no, for whatever reason, they have made this impossible, and I could not find a workaround other than deleting everything and re-downloading it, which I said I'm not going to do. It's not worth it. It's not worth it wasting a good chunk of my data cap for that. So just send it back. It's not worth it. It's so stupid. So I was enjoying that campaign. I wanted to finish it, but I'm like, I'm not going to do this. Because it could end up costing me money if I go over my data cap, which I try not to. It's fucking ridiculous. It's stupid. How is that a problem? How is it a problem that hasn't been fixed? That's what I want to understand. I don't understand. Because Warzone is free to play. So you know right off the bat that there are going to be more people that play that are going to play that than are going to play Modern Warfare and even Black Ops. Because it's free to play. It's open to everybody. Now, granted, it is huge, but it's open to everybody. There's no paywall. So you know that people are going to most likely play that first. Going to have Warzone installed. And of course you know it because you have the ability to buy the games from the damn Warzone menu. And I hate that when you put in those games, they launch directly into the Warzone menu instead of the fucking menu you want to go to because you just want to play one of the other games. But whatever. How is that a problem? I don't understand how that problem exists. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Get your shit together, Activision. So if you, instead of wanting to pay the $60 that it still costs for some stupid-ass reason, let's say you found it in a bargain bin. Now, you shouldn't be going out anywhere, but let's say you did or whatever, or you found it on Amazon for cheap. It's like $20. And you go, oh, fuck. Yeah, I've actually been looking at Modern Warfare and I wanted to play it. Or you have Gamefly like I do going, oh, fuck, I want to play Modern Warfare. I love Warzone. Warzone's fun. I'll play Modern Warfare. You get it. You put in the disc. You download the stuff it tells you to download. And then it says, give us $60, motherfucker. Despite you having the disc. Despite you owning the game. Even though I was just renting it. But let's say you own the game. You can't do that. Let's say you deleted Modern Warfare. Because you had to make room for another game. And then, for whatever reason, you put Modern Warfare back on there. Now you can't fucking play it. Oh, my bitrate just tanked. I don't understand how that's a problem. And how it's something that hasn't been fixed. Something that nobody saw. Because it's a pretty big issue. It will not let you play the damn game that you paid for. That's kind of a big issue. Kind of a big issue. I don't know. I might send Black Ops back. There's not a whole lot I want to rent from Gamefly at the moment, so I might just be holding on to stuff for a while. I was thinking about canceling the subscription and re-upping once there was more stuff available, because I got a lot of stuff in the backlog that I have bought, primarily on the Switch, but a few things on Game Pass that need to make videos in. Though I do love Gamefly. I absolutely love Gamefly. And it's cost effective. But if I'm sitting on a game for several months before I'm able to play it, then I could have just bought the game. Depending on how long it is, because it's like 20-something. It's like $27 a month because I get 2 games. Thinking about just downgrading just one because I don't necessarily need the 2 games now. But I love Gamefly. Gamefly's so good. Sponsor me, Gamefly. Lord knows I could use the money, especially now. But I absolutely do love Gamefly. They offer an incredible service, especially if you still like physical shit, because they ship you physical discs, and they have great deals if you want to buy stuff. I've gotten quite a few things from Gamefly for incredibly cheap prices, ridiculously cheap prices. And they don't try to screw you over like GameStop. And then every month, every so often, however long you are a subscriber, they give you coupons and stuff. Because it's like, hey, you stuck with us, here's $15. I'm like, okay, I'll use that and I'll go buy something on the store. Why not? They also sell hardware every now and then. That just seems weird. I mean, might as well, but still a little weird. Oh, God. Oh man, that sneeze tried to kill me. Oh, that one it hurt as bad. But anything that coughs and sneezes scare the shit out of you when you have a heart problem. You wouldn't believe it. Anything that puts strain on it just hurts so much. No, but I love the Xbox. I love the Xbox Series S or X. I have the X. I don't have the S. I have no use for the S. That disk drive makes a lot of difference. I ran into no problems except on the Call of Duty side, like we mentioned before. But Black Ops, just for whatever reason, does not like to run on the system. It freezes and crashes constantly. There was 2 hours where the game just wouldn't load. I did find that uninstalling Warzone helped it, but still, it's weird. But when it does run, it runs a hell of a lot better than it does on the other consoles, but I never ran into this problem on the Xbox One S. On the Xbox One, I never ran into this problem. It just worked. I was getting killed, and of course I'm getting killed now because my mind's all messed up because of the heart stuff. I'm not as fast as I used to be, which that just sucks. But now I'm improved a hell of a lot better because I'm playing on the Series X. Even though it's still 60 frames a second, I'm faster. The response time, everything is just so much fucking faster. Even though I'm not playing at 120 frames, I'm only playing at 60 because I don't have a monitor or a TV that can play 120 frames. And really, you don't need it. It helps you in esports, but I don't have enough time to get involved in esports. I wish I did because I probably could. There was a point in time where I could have done something in Halo, but you have to put a lot of time into that. A lot more time than I have, trying to spin all these plates with the job and the house and the wife and then all of this, the podcast, the Twitch streaming, the YouTube channel, all of that. It's incredibly difficult. Plus, I don't really have the hardware to do it either, or the internet, because that's the fun thing. If your internet connection just sucks, you're playing up sucks, or is even okay, right? Because my download's great, my upload sucks, as many have noticed watching this. My bit rate just dies from time to time, but then jumps back up, causes stuttering and everything else. Well, if you have that in a multiplayer game, and you got a guy that is on like a gigabit connection, you ain't gonna do very well. It's also the other thing that a lot of these esports games are team sports, which is one of the reasons I like the Battle Royale games, though they're also trying to become team sports. I'm like, what the fuck? But Battle Royale games is, if you get good by yourself, you can do very well. The only problem is there's a lot of chance in these Battle Royale games, and you just get screwed. I like lone wolfing in team games. I just wish I could be the lone wolf as a part of a team, but it's hard to get noticed as a lone wolf in the teams. Though I wouldn't mind working with a squad. It's just meeting people sucks, especially when you have a communication disorder. Meeting new people sucks, period. And it's scary because it's all online. You don't know who the hell you're going to come across. You think some guy's great, and then he's like, yes, and blah, 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 final solution. You're like, whoa, what? What was that? And then you find out you've been best friends with a Nazi for a year and a half, and that just sucks. So you can't, it's difficult. It's scary. I used to make a lot more friends on Xbox Live. At least people that I could hang out with. It's just difficult now. But that's probably with the job, but it's also people use their mics less. Before, used to be able to. People would desperately die for someone with a mic. They wouldn't use it because no one else was there. But if you showed up into a lobby and you used your damn mic, and then all of a sudden the whole team turns their mics on and go, "Oh, thank God!" All right, let's go. And those lobbies would be the best because those lobbies would be it's like, oh fuck. This guy's got a mic and he's using it. I'll turn mine on. The whole team turns on their mic. Turns out everybody has a mic. The other team doesn't, and you just wreck shop. It's fucking awesome. And I was doing that on the PS3. on the Black Ops 1 and 2 because PSN was free at the time. Then I had to wait for the Xbox Live cards, and then I get on there, and then I would jump on Halo 4. Because that was my main experience with Halo on Xbox Live. Not my main experience with Halo multiplayer, but Xbox Live in particular, because I didn't have, because of where I lived, I didn't have a lot of internet. And then when I did, I was also too young, and they weren't going to pay for an online subscription, and because we didn't have the money. And you know, it was weird, but I finally was able to get it around Halo 4. But no, we had multiplayer parties and LAN parties and tournaments and stuff with Halo 1, 2, and 3. So, one up, John. You're traumatized from using a mic on the 360. Lots of racist and homophobic stuff. Yes. Absolutely. But I got lucky because some of that shit would pop up, and I did get lucky because I didn't hear a lot of that. Now, I heard a lot of that at school, which I guess you could imagine. Small town, 1,100 people, school, you're going to hear racist and homophobic shit. But online, I remember hearing some of it, but I always would be in a lobby that would be like full of black people, and then some idiot 12-year-old white kid would say the N-word, and the entire lobby would destroy them, and then you would never hear it again. It would be like, oh, this is awesome. So I don't know. I don't know why I got lucky in that regard. I don't know. I'd always play in pretty diverse lobbies. I got lucky that way. So a lot of that missed me. And then a lot of time I was also playing with my friends, and they just didn't say stuff like that. Not necessarily because that wasn't their beliefs or whatever, because I knew some of those people definitely were racist and or homophobic. They just didn't come up in conversation, so I didn't have to deal with it, thankfully. I remember playing a lot of zombies with guys, and they never said that. And a lot of the reason was they'd say certain things because I didn't like it. And I would get pissed off, and they'd be like, okay, and they wouldn't say it because I would get pissed off. But there was not a lot of reason for it to come up, for any slurs to come up while playing zombies for whatever reason. I did get lucky because I have been in some of those lobbies where it's awful. I also got lucky that I'm a white dude. Man, you turn on a mic and you sound anything like a girl. Prepare for the worst. Prepare for the worst, man. Now, don't get me wrong. I did have some bad experiences with that. I've had some absolutely horrible experiences with that, but I got lucky in that a lot of the toxicity stuff avoided me, and I think it's because I was playing on most of my experience was on PSN. So when I played Call of Duty, I played on the wow. Give me a second. My brain just exploded. I played on the PS3, so I was playing on PSN. So at the time there weren't as many PS3s. And when Black Ops 1 and 2 came out, as there were 360s, and Xbox Live is still a huge thing. We always talk about how like PSN or how PlayStation has taken over, but if you look at Xbox Live numbers, and people were like, how does Xbox still make money? Look at those Xbox Live numbers and then do the math how much that subscription costs, and you're like, oh my god, they have so much fucking money. And that's not even including Game Pass. So the player base, I guess, wasn't as big. And because of that, it was a smaller pool, and the experience was better. But when you go to somewhere where everybody's there, everybody includes awful fucking people. And that's just how it happened. But no, I definitely experienced a lot more of that racism, homophobia, toxicity shit in real life than I did online. Also experienced more of that in chat rooms. Remember chat rooms? Well, I guess chat rooms kind of came back as, a la Discord and stuff like that. But, I mean like random chat rooms. We were just showing up. Hey, I'm whoever. Who are y'all? That's cool. What's ASL mean? God damn. There you go, ASL. I just saw it. I just saw it in chat. Age, sex, location. Um, you know, fuck. You actually put the slashes in it. I've always seen it just ASL all together, one line. But man, there's some crazy shit. I definitely saw some shit. I once played a game of Halo with a dude that was on LSD, and I was like, how are you doing this right now? And he's like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not real sure. I was like, how are we doing this? What? And he was good. I was like, man, I can't tell if you'd be better or worse sober. Do you think you're actually in the game right now? I want to know. Maybe I need to start doing drugs. I don't. I play with a lot of people high. You know, you'd hear the bong rip over the mic, but that dude that was on acid, that was a trip, especially for him. It's just he was talking about shit happening around him, but then he was just getting headshots, and I was like, "What the fuck are you? How is this working?" And he had a completely, like, what do you call it? Like cognitant or whatever. I can't think of the word, but just it was a complete normal conversation, except for the demons that were trying to get him. But he wasn't freaking out. He's like, "Oh, this happens every now and then." He it seemed like he'd been a guy that was on it for a while. It wasn't his first time, especially able to do it and play Halo. I'm like, man, okay, that's impressive. That's impressive. I don't know how that works, but you're able to do it, man. You do you. Uh, some good times back then. Halo 4. That's another thing people hate on Halo 4, and like multiplayer wise, I kind of get it, but I had a lot of great fun in Halo 4. Just amazing fun. I love the multiplayer. Is this good as the other ones? Absolutely not. But Halo 4 introduced a lot of great things to it, and it had a really great forge system. Some of the best community maps I've ever seen are on Halo 4. And they got even better in Halo 5. Halo 5 has the best multiplayer in the series. I will fucking fight people on that one. It just does. They did the best of both worlds. They had their new shit, and it's like, you want to play the new shit? It's over here in this lobby. You don't care about the new shit? Here's regular Halo. Here, you can play it. You're good. Everybody's like, okay, we'll do that. And I loved it. I loved aiming down sights. I loved how it didn't change anything. How it was literally just preference. If you ADS'd, it did not change your accuracy in terms of bullet spread, whereas in other games it would change how the bullets actually spread out. Halo 5 didn't do that. It was just some people shoot better when they're aiming down sights, while other people shoot better when they're aiming from the hip. And it's just what they like. But it does not change bullet spread. You're the exact same. It's the exact same gun, exact same shot, whether or not you're shooting from the hip or aiming down sight. And I love that. Halo 5 still does a lot of fun shit to this day. They introduced a bunch of Combat Evolved shit where they've remade maps, given you old armor, and given you the old guns. You can have the original Halo 1 pistol in Halo 5 now and play SWAT with it. And it's crazy. I was playing it the other day. Yeah. Master Chief Collection finally works. I've yet to play that on the Series X. Because it has a hell of a download, too, for all the new shit. But I will definitely play it. Now, I had a lot of great time when I was able to actually access it. And it was fun. It was a whole lot of fun. That kind of went away in college. Even though I was still playing online, I wasn't meeting people as often, and I had to do with the toxicity. And I had switched to mainly Xbox Live at the time, and people just don't use their mics. And that really sucks when you're trying to play something tactical, because you can't do it. And I know people love the new systems, the ping systems in games that Apex and then everybody else started doing. But those ping systems don't really do a whole lot in the way of tactics. Because, I can say there's danger over there, but I can't tell you exactly what kind of danger. exactly where it is, what you heard, where to go, and you can only do it after the fact, not while it's happening, unless you're really, really good at it. And, well, that's great, and I still like the ping system. I think it's a good step in the right direction. I just wish people weren't assholes so we would just use our mics. Because Discord is only really good, Discord or private parties in both Xbox and PlayStation, only really good if you got the people to do it with. Otherwise, you're in a private party by your fucking self. Whoop-de-doo, man. Like, what you gonna do now? Nothing. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna do absolutely nothing. You're gonna talk to yourself, and you might as well just not have made a private party. Now you're just a weird idiot. Though I think some people made private parties because it made it, with some weird feature on one of them where people could message you or take you into a party or something like without your consent. It's some weird bullshit. I don't remember when that started happening. People would put themselves in private parties so they would be left alone. You only do voice over chat with Discord? Well, yeah, a lot of people do. But a lot of stuff I play, I can't really do the Discord thing. So, don't really have a lot of people I can play with. I just recently got back into Call of Duty. Now, I missed it so much. I miss Call of Duty so much. I forgot how much I loved it. Just how happy it made me. It's a good multiplayer. It's a really good multiplayer. And oddly enough, while I do love the Black Ops is so fucking fast, especially when you make that field of view. Well, I take it to max. It feels like Doom. It's so fast. But the best team deathmatch that Call of Duty has right now is whenever they do Warzone Rumble, which is something I'm going to miss because I'm never reinstalling Warzone. Every now and then they'd be like, "Oh, hey, Warzone Rumble. It's team deathmatch with Warzone," and it's like Battlefield. Actually, it's just Battlefield. It's just a lot like Battlefield, except with Call of Duty mechanics, and that's probably why I like it. Because Battlefield's got some weird shit, plus Battlefield is Battlefield. And while I do love Battlefield, they haven't really been able to nail it for a while. But it's basically just Battlefield, and it's so much fucking fun. I had a lot of great. It's the chaos of it that I just love. There's so much shit going on, and I was able to pull off long shots because I would use rifles that a lot of people wouldn't use. Of course, everyone's using their high-powered sniper rifles, but I'd go in there with a lever-action rifle with like an ACOG on it. People be like, "What the fuck you gonna do with that?" And I'm long-shotting people across the map. I'm like, "How are you doing that?" And I'm like, "I just am." And I was better with it than I was with the sniper rifle. Now, I don't know if it's because the sniper rifles have bullet drop, but other rifles have hit scan. If that's the case, then that's why I'm better. But if not, then I guess I'm just better at judging the distance when I can't see it, because that zooming in so far can give you a false sense of security. But when you actually like, "Oh, he's fucking over there. I rifle here, boom," and then that bullet just goes all the way over there and takes his head off. I would just, God, it's so much fun, so much fun. I wish that was something that wasn't just every now and then, but I kind of get it because they want people to play their team deathmatch on the game they got to pay $60 for. But also, Call of Duty Mobile exists, which should be on the Switch. I understand the free play stuff. I get Activision want money and yada yada yada. But what I don't understand is why they have done something really stupid, and I don't know how it's worked. I get the idea. So Call of Duty Mobile is just on mobile, okay? But it's got Team Deathmatch, really, really good Team Deathmatch. A lot of old maps. It's really, really fun. It plays incredibly well, even if you're just using touch controls. But you can hook a controller up to that motherfucker and just own. But it's really fun, and it works really well. There's also a Battle Royale, and I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's based off of the Black Ops 4 map. Then Warzone is just Battle Royale, and every now and then there's a team deathmatch. But it's also free to play. So if they put mobile on the consoles, they'd have an issue. But they kind of already have an issue to where my thing is they have an issue of them kind of feeding off of each other, but someone could have Warzone and also have Call of Duty Mobile. I did. I just don't play either anymore. Um, so when they're not playing one, they're playing the other, theoretically, but they're still playing them. But if you had it on the console, they could still do that because they are still different experiences. Now, what I would personally do, is put it all together, and then keep it one game across all the different platforms, while still having my mainline Call of Duties that come out every so often. However, what I would think is really smart and could make you more money in the long run is if I condensed everything. So let's say mobile and Warzone come together, and it's like the same teams. They all come together. Warface does this. Warface has a mobile version, a Switch version, a 360 version, an Xbox One version, an Xbox Series X version, PS4 version. I think there's a PS3 version, a PS5, all different versions across PC, all different versions. It's the same game. And there's crossplay. And it's all free to play. And it's fun. I play it a lot. But there's distinct advantages to either one, to each version, right? I mean, of course, graphics are going to look better on the higher end stuff, and performance is going to be better on the higher end stuff. But it's all the same game. So they get everybody. And it's really fun. So that's what I would do. Condense that shit. Put it in one. But then Tencent, the guys they got for mobile, really know how to make mobile. So keep those motherfuckers there. And have them, like, the mobile shit they mess with. Because they seem to be great at it. And then integrate the Warzone stuff together with it on the mobile side and try to get it down. Which is going to be incredibly difficult because they don't know how to compress shit. But if they could, because Call of Duty Mobile is not that big of a download, so obviously someone knows what they're doing. Figure that shit out. Then when a mobile, or I guess if you just called it Warzone across the, or Call of Duty something else, if you just rebranded the entire thing and it had Team Deathmatch and Free For All and all that bullshit all together, what I would do then is put it on all the platforms you could, have it be free to play, make your fucking money from everybody, have crossplay, do all that. It would be so much fun. But what then? You'd be like, well, then why would people buy the mainline ones? Well, one, that question can already be asked because you got Warzone and you got mobile, which are both free. Why are people buying the main ones anyway? The answer actually should be your fucking campaign. So I used to be really good at making them, but they don't have as much turnaround, or they don't have as much time to work on them. Plus, if something goes wrong, like it has recently, you fuck up. So what do? Instead of it being a yearly franchise, if you condense stuff and have teams that work on Warzone and you build up Warzone like a motherfucker, what do you do then? Then the next Call of Duty, the mainline entries, can come out whenever the fuck they're done. And then it becomes an event. Instead of a yearly event, it becomes an event. Because you're still getting that money. Instead of getting yearly money, you're getting everyday money. And then it's like, oh shit, are they teasing the next Call of Duty? And then make it like this big, huge thing. Something I thought they should have done with Madden a long time ago. It's the next big thing, and it comes out, oh shit, and everybody gets it, and of course, as it's multiplayer and it's team deathmatch and everything like that, but it's big campaign and story, that's what people are playing it for, and it comes out every 2 or 3 years from all the different developers that have time on it, and then after a while, you start integrating it into Warzone, some of its stuff into Warzone, and then you wait for the next big one. And those will be like these huge big updates, but you won't get access to the mainline Call of Duty from Warzone. Warzone will still be free to play and all that, but it'll get that stuff later. And then, of course, you get perks from buying the game and outfits and whatever, which they already do now. It would just be the best of both worlds. And that's what I would do. I believe you would make a hell of a lot more money that way. And critically, you would do well. Hopefully, you would do a whole lot better because you would have a campaign, an actual game worth playing. That's not a yearly event. People don't get tired on it because they're playing Warzone or whatever the new one would be called while they're waiting for the next big thing. And I think EA should do this with Madden. You have your base one. It gets updated, whether it's a free-to-play thing, but then you have your next big major update or whatever, or a subscription tier, or whatever the fuck they'd have to figure out, right? And then, let's say it's a 5-year development time. I know that seems to be pretty long for a football game, but Madden games have gotten worse looking over the years, worse performing over the years, less features. They just aren't good games. But they're the only simulation football game out there because people say they have a monopoly, but they don't. The way that contract works is it's multi-platform. But if Xbox wanted to make a simulation football game, they could do it. No one can stop them because it's for the Xbox. But if they wanted to make a multi-platform game, they can't do it. Now, technically speaking, anybody can make a multi-platform arcade football game. Something like Blitz. But I think EA owns Blitz. But they could still make that arcade football game. Now, here's the kicker. Or here's my idea. It's like 5-year development cycle. Yes, that's a long time, but that's to get everything done. So let's say Madden 25. That's your base. Then for 5 years, right, they build on top of that. You pay your $60, but then you get your updates. You get, I don't know, maybe DLC or whatever, and then you build off of that, build off of that, build off of that, build off of that. Right, the Madden 26 update, whatever, but it's not another game. Or even if you did the other games, they are just upgrades, right? I think $60 upgrades, $60 a year for an upgrade, that'd be pretty shitty. But you could probably make more money if you made it like a subscription fee or like a DLC or something like that. But it would just be upgrades. But there wouldn't really be much change to it the way it looks for 5 years, which, by the way, Madden hasn't really looked different in 10 years. If anything, in terms of looks, looks worse. I've seen screenshots from 360 games that look better. 360 Maddens that look better than Madden 21. So then in Madden 2030, which fucking hell, that's the new big one, and it's going to look incredible. Now, yes, 5 years is probably way too long, but that's just to make it even. Then it's going to look incredible, and it is actually going to change the game, and then that's your new baseline. So there's two teams. There's a team that's currently working and building on the new thing for however many years it takes, and then there's the team that is just making sure that the baseline game gets upgraded and looks better and runs well and all that shit like that. And then whatever year happens, whether they need 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever, then that game comes out and that's your new baseline that goes on from there. And that would be the best for both fans and for the executives, because that's going to make a shit ton of money. It's going to make people incredibly happy. It's going to make the critics happy. People are going to want to spend more money on your shit instead of get mad, because eventually this is going to run out. Eventually people are just going to say fuck it and just give up. Or eventually, someone over at the other consoles is going to realize, we could just make our own sports game. Do you know why no one makes a baseball game? Did you know that EA made baseball games? And there were other baseball games being made too. But did you know that nobody makes baseball games anymore? Used to be quite a lot of competition, and it's not due to monopoly. People think it is. There's one baseball game that comes out. It's MLB The Show. It's only on the PlayStation. It's because it got to a point where nobody competed with it. Because nobody could beat MLB The Show. It's just that good. Now, even though I think last year's wasn't as great as the year before, but that was like rare. Usually every time the MLB The Show comes out, it's fucking great. I've played them. They're great. They're really, really good. So, something similar could happen there. EA still makes NBA Live. Nobody plays NBA Live. Everybody plays 2K. Which, by the way, both those games are bad. 2K is not a good basketball game. Never has been. I don't know how people tolerate those games. I know people who play them because they love basketball. And I love football. I also love basketball. That's why I played these games, right? But I was playing and I wasn't having fun. It wasn't just because I was getting my ass kicked, but it's because I was playing it as someone who plays video games a lot and knows what a good video game feels like and knows what to expect. When you hit a button, there should be an action on the screen. But in NBA 2K, you hit the button, then he dribbles for a little while, and then he looks up, then he takes the shot, and by that time, you have gotten the ball smacked out of your hand, they've already scored. It's like, what the fuck has happened? So I had to plan for lag. Does not play well. Also doesn't look that good. What the fuck's happening? And it's only gotten worse since then. That was like 4 years ago when I was playing against those people. It's gotten worse. But EA is still there trying to make their basketball game. But almost no one else competes with them because of 2K. 2K gets the money. But someone could come out there, whether it be Sony, Microsoft, fuck, Nintendo if they wanted to, come out there with an exclusive sports game. Like, this is for our platform. And by the way, this can work because that's how Sega got popular. Do people forget that? Do people really forget that? There was a point in time where Sega got incredibly popular and overtook Nintendo for just a little bit. And that was before the Super Nintendo released. Everybody was buying Genesis. And it wasn't just based on graphics. And even when the Super Nintendo came out, and of course everybody bought it, but the Sega still had its hold, was because where could you play your sports games? And I mean your really good sports games. They had the one thing that Nintendo did not have, and that was football, hockey, baseball, and I think soccer. Had everything, and they were fun. Nintendo didn't really have a lot. They had Tecmo Bowl, that's about it. And these were licensed sports games. This is fun. PlayStation also was beating the shit out of Nintendo in this respect too, later. Because they were getting the Maddens and everything, and they were playing great. But Dreamcast had a bit of a foothold with NFL 2K, but then NFL 2K would later come out in the other systems, which is why then Xbox started getting big, because NFL 2K played really good on Xbox. Played really well on the Xbox. All right, but then it became a more multi-platform thing. But that can give you a foothold. If Xbox came out tomorrow and said, guess what, guys? We got something to show you. And showed a brand new sports game, an NFL, licensed NFL game, because that license is important. Even if the game's really, really good, doesn't mean it would sell. But if it's not licensed, doesn't have the people, doesn't have your teams, because it's all about rooting for your team. Then it's like, oh, it's fun, but it's not as fun. People don't understand this, right? They're like, well, should it just be fun if it's football? And it can be. Blitz the League was fun, despite those teams not being real. Ooh, but imagine this. You love Halo. You absolutely love Halo. And a game comes out, looks exactly like Halo, but it's not Halo. But it plays really well. In fact, hell, it might even play better. Is that still going to scratch the same itch? It may be great. It may even be your game of the year. But is it Halo 6? No. So it's not the fucking same thing. It's like, boy, it's kind of Master Chief. No, it's not It's not the same thing. Playing as, the Dallas Vaqueros is not the Dallas Cowboys. It's like, I want to be the Dallas Cowboys. I want to be the Houston Texans. I want to be the Philadelphia Eagles. I want to be these teams that have this history and all this shit like that and make you feel good. We're pretending. So the ultimate pretend is to pretend that I'm leading my team to victory. Though, what I wish Madden would do more, and they used to, is to make your own team. That's really fun. They still have the thing where you can relocate and have a few select names and uniforms. And that's fun. So there is fun to be had there. But it's a lot more fun if not all the teams are made up, but it's your weird bullshit made up team in a city that doesn't have a football team going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's like, oh, this is cool. It's just fun. But if Xbox came out and said, we have an NFL game, and showed it off, and it's the best looking football game ever made, people are going to buy that shit, and people are going to buy Xboxes for that game. It's like, this is better, it runs better, it looks better than anything EA's ever put out. Holy shit. If it actually feels better than them, Xbox wins. That will sell Xboxes, I guarantee you. So many people buy sports games. People will buy the box just to play the sports game. That's how Sega lived for the longest time. It doesn't have to be Xbox. I've always thought it'd be better if Xbox did it. One of them being American. with the NFL, but particularly. Though the Japanese love football as well. That's one thing they don't talk about. Japanese love baseball and they love football. I think it's like America, Mexico, and Japan. I think that's your top three. Um, they really do like football. But Xbox is American, so they have more of the. I guess there's more weight to it for them to do it, and they're in Seattle, so go Seahawks, right? So let's do it. That would make sense. But Sony could do it. Nintendo could do it. It'd be weird, but Nintendo could do it. And Nintendo makes sports games, they sell like hotcakes, man. But it's usually because Mario's attached to it. But I think any licensed or published Nintendo sports game would work. But hey, I'll play Mario Football. I don't give a shit. I'll play Mario Football. Would be awesome. I just don't know how you would do it because you have to have 21 people on each team. That's gonna be weird. I don't think that roster's that deep, but you could do it. You could do it. It'd be fun. But but yeah, Xbox could do it. Sony could do it. I mean, Sony's seen great success with MLB The Show, but one of the reasons is Japan loves baseball. Japan loves baseball, and of course, the baseball game being made by the Japanese console makes sense. But yeah, like I don't understand why no one's done it. No one's made the exclusive football game. There's been other football games that have come out other than Madden, but almost all of them have been terrible. Just terrible. For whatever reason. One reason or the other. But put real money into it. Real development time. Get the licenses. Get everything. If anything, I would make the game first. And then get the licenses later. Because the license change yearly. So then just go. And then make this game and be hyper realistic, whatever, it'd be fun. Or make the arcade version. But if it was a platform exclusive, they would sell so many fucking Xboxes based on that. Because people have been like, fuck Madden, this game doesn't work. I only buy it every year to get the new roster. And because, I'm addicted and I have to fucking play my football. But if it's like, well, the Xbox has got this game that looks so much better. I'm gonna go buy an Xbox. And then they'll go buy an Xbox. Just go fucking go do it. Like, I would go do it. I don't have to because it's sitting right there, but I would go do it. Like, that would be great. And I'm hoping someone does it. I really want a new football game. There's been rumors for years that someone's been doing it. There was a rumor 1 or 2 years ago that Xbox actually was working on a football game. Football players, I forgot who it was. I think one of them was like Gronkowski. Were doing mocap for a game that was not Madden related, and a bunch of them, and they couldn't talk about it because NDAs and whatever. But they said it was a game, and they were doing football moves, so that they weren't being in the next Mortal Kombat. So something was coming to that, and we don't know what it was. But if it's taken this long, one of two things have happened: it's either got canceled, or they're actually taking their sweet-ass time with it, making it. And, of course, COVID's pushed everything back. But to make a game takes years. And if you're not building off of... Where Madden gets a boost or an advantage is they have an architecture. They figured out how to make a football game. At its base, they have figured out how to make a good football game. The problem is it's all the shit around it that's made it a bad game. But... they have the code and the tech. It's like, this is how the football works. This is how most of the physics work, yada, yada, yada. It's making it better or just making a game that runs well. And they don't have enough time to do that. So they put out the same game every year because they've already figured it out. But if someone's starting from scratch, they don't know how to do that already. They don't have that basis. They don't have the architecture to do that. That's going to take some time. But I hope that happens. I think I did a podcast about this rumor. I hope that happens. I would love Phil Spencer walked on stage and be like, here's NFL, whatever the fuck they'd call it. Oh, it was rumor about a new 2K. But I don't know if it was coming from 2K. But they call it like an NFL 2K type of game. I would be excited. As much as I don't like 2K right now, because their basketball games suck, if they put out an actual football game, I'd be so excited. Platform exclusive would be the only way to make it... simulation. But we don't necessarily need simulation. Arcade's fine. To be fair, there's not really a whole lot of simulation going on in Madden. When you play, I've had more. I was playing the arcade mode, and it was a more realistic to what you get on TV version of football than the simulation. There were less glitches. It was also a lot more fun. In the simulation mode, I had a fumble go from like both ends of the field. So what the fuck? This would never happen. What the fuck are you talking about? Balls going through people's faces and heads and shit. It doesn't happen in arcade. They just catch the fucking ball. I was like, oh, this is stupid. But yeah. Well, that has been a fun podcast for today. So I'm going to go get some water. I'm going to take a breather, rest my chest for a little bit. And then I will be back, probably streaming some... It's probably going to be Splinter Cell Pandora tomorrow. I'll stream that later today. Yeah, the first game that I stream on the Xbox Series X is going to be an original Xbox game. Load times are going to be out of this fucking world, but... yeah, I'll be back here in a little bit, 30 minutes to an hour, maybe a whole lot sooner. Streaming some Splinter Cell. So I hope y'all stick around for that. If not, then thank y'all for watching. And, oh, man. That's starting to hurt like hell. Thank y'all for watching. If you got any Prime subs, you can subscribe now because I'm a Twitch affiliate. Hey! So that's why there's that sub goals up there. Right up there. Is it this way? This way? That way. Or I just do it with thumb. Right up there. You can use that Prime sub and give me some money. Doesn't cost you anything, and that's always great. If not, that's fine too. If you just want to support me, that's great. If not, okay, cool, I'll see you. But you can support me just by tuning into the channel or by going over to the YouTube channel and checking out all the videos because I make videos with my lovely wife. We do it try to do it 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Right now, it's probably going to be mostly videos of a stream that I edited of me because she's been sick and then I've been sick. So I did a stream one day. Just been cutting that up just to make sure there's some content on the channel, as well as the video version of this podcast, the VOD, and the VODs of all the other streams that I do pop up over there on the YouTube archive. So it isn't just an archive channel. There's original content. There's going to be an unboxing video up there soon. And if you would want to listen to this podcast, for those that don't know, and the other episodes, it is available wherever you can listen to podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen. It is available. So we got video, audio, got live stream, and all that good stuff. Other than that, I will see y'all in the next one.